everybody, this is Alchemist 2 and I'm back again with another series review. I just recently watched American Gods and the episode was called Lemon Scented You. And this episode was very interesting. The ginger is back, of course, and Laura Moon is undead. And we learn that she's actually carrying a coin that the ginger wants back. It's his lucky coin. I thought, oh boy. And Laura proves that she can kick butt and take names. And she is no weakling at all. She has almost like godlike attributes to her fighting ability, and it's just unbelievable. And Lucy comes back, of course, later near the end of the episode, and I'll tell you where the title comes from. That's actually where it is introduced for the first time, which I think is very intriguing because you keep going through the episode thinking, that's going to become important because I always pay attention to the episode titles. And we've got, in this episode, I was trying to remember, right, the techie kid is minding his own business, and there is a VR headset that attaches itself to his cerebrum, much like the pod aliens from Alien. And he is, through virtual reality, he is sent to see Lucy, and Lucy says, "You have insulted Mr. World." I thought, who the heck is Mr. World? And that's the mystery of this episode. We actually get to meet Mr. World later on. But she says, apologize immediately. Actually, you didn't. She said, you haven't quite exonerated yourself yet. You need to apologize properly to him because he is rather miffed at your lack of apology and your lack of discipline and your lack of tact, etc., and just all in all politeness and courtesy. And very reluctantly, techie kid, for lack of better name, I don't really know this kid's name. I'm gonna call him Cornrows because that's what he has. Well, Cornrows, he just kind of bows his head and reluctantly says, fine, I'll apologize. Very kind of lackadaisically, and he has this very cavalier attitude, and you hate him. Even though he dresses really cool, you just think, you little snot, you're gonna get it. And he does. He does get his just desserts, and you love every minute of it. But later on in the episode, there's the subplot of Laura and the ginger. That part's very intriguing, and I loved that. That was just unbelievable. And I'm still kind of curious as to why she sees Shadow as this shining beacon of light, like he's some kind of a god. So I'm thinking this is just conjecture, but I believe that Shadow is some kind of demigod. I could be completely wrong, but we will see if the theory holds water later episodes. It'll be intriguing if that actually comes to pass. Of course, we have Wednesday. We know that he's Odin. He has Munin, and I forget the other name of the raven, but the one raven has come and alerted him to something dire. He says, "Oh well, crap," and he doesn't say it that way. It's so funny, his interaction with Munin. I love that. I just thought, oh, how clever. And in modern day context, it was even funnier. And there were a lot of really good things in this episode, like the interaction with Lucy and when she talks about Lemon Scented You. That whole idea is about consumerism and materialism and just the newest, latest, greatest piece of technology. Just everybody has to be popular. It's the most it's the kind of jump on the bandwagon, come on, at the whole marketing kind of mindset. I thought, ooh, we're getting into capitalism here, at the worst side of capitalism, that just the consumerism of it, Americana, basically. And the animation is really beautiful and really funny, and it was very reminiscent of Lisa Frank and Starlight from Rainbow Bright. And actually, this was another episode that was hearkening to the very first episode with the Vikings, and except it had this CGI, and it had a priestess who was burying her firstborn, and she whispered the child's name before she buried her, and of course, a little snowflake. They're just these absolutely intricate snowflakes, and it landed on her cheek, and just the coloration and everything. It looked like something out of LOTR. It looked like something out of an MMORPG. The animation was just incredible. It looked like stop motion. I wasn't sure. I knew it was CGI, but it was so breathtaking and gorgeous and very stark. Just the way they used lack of color, and that they just show the evolution of this native people's god. It's a mastodon god. I forget the name of it, but the god, they had a time lapse, and I love time lapse. I don't know what it is about time lapse, but I think it's fascinating, and it shows just the cycle of life in and of itself, and just a brief moment in time elapsed, of course. But it's just like I said, it's very reminiscent to the first episode. And I thought Head Full of Snow was my favorite, but Lemon Scented You has now superseded that. And Lucy, you gotta love to hate her, but she is not a big surprise that she came instead as Lucy. This time she comes as Marilyn Monroe. You know, the siren, the seductress, the basically a temptress. And you think, oh, Shadow, don't pay attention to her. And of course, when he first sees her, he says, this is all dream, this isn't real. And I think, no. And then you see a shot of them from across the room, and the monitors. It's a really good shot. And she doesn't even exist there. I thought, she's manipulating reality somehow. And there's so much to be garnered from this show, and I'm learning quite a bit about how to weave a really captivating yarn. This is why I like Gaiman so much, because he's a master storyteller, and he's a genius, and I hope I meet him someday, because I aspire to be like this man, this godlike ability in writing. He's just he doesn't even have to work at something. If he just flings his ink on a piece of paper, it will take life. He is the ultimate creator. But like I said, there's just so much to be digested from this episode. I would have to watch it again just to get the full meaning. I just think it's very interesting, the contrast, because Shadow, the name itself, Shadow Moon, of course, and then he coming across as this light to Laura. And I probably need to look up Laura's name, because I know Laura, I don't think Laura is biblical, but I know that there has to be some, names have significance. And this is one of those instances of that. But I really don't have that much else to say about Lemon Scented You, other than it just keeps getting better and better. I don't know how it could be improved, but holy crud, it is phenomenal. And that's all I gotta say. So until next time, live long and prosper. Ciao, tutti!